Hi there, it's Sarah from Palace Tarot. So we are going to be doing the sun sign review for Aquarius. I'm getting the feedback that it's more helpful to go sign by sign and really kind of flesh the signs out a little bit more before we go in and add in the planets. And I will touch briefly on them just so once we get to them, y'all don't feel completely lost. Now, bear in mind, this is general sun sign astrology that we're going over right now. So, for example, you could be an Aquarius and be like, well, everything you said about Leo sounds more like me. Well, write that sign down then, because when you do your birth chart, it's very likely that particular sign, and there could be more than one of them, has a really prominent place in your chart. So don't be surprised if you find that. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and start talking about Aquarius. Man, I really love Aquarians. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. If you're looking to spot an Aquarius, they can try to fit in with other people. And my moon's in Aquarius, so I'm very much guilty of this. But they're the kind of person that you'll always be like, there's something different about them. I can't put my finger on it. If they're not just outright, kind of flamboyant about how different they really are. They might try to hide it, but they can't really hide it completely because they are kind of the sign of the unconventional forward thinker. Like some other signs that tend to be very idealistic, Aquarius is the ultimate idealist. I mean, it's the sign of the humanitarian. And they very much care about their fellow human beings. And we're going to go over it for just a sec here. I realize I didn't mention that it is the fixed air sign. It's not a water sign, even though its symbol is the water bearer. And its ruler is Uranus, okay? And we'll talk a little bit about that planetary ruler too. But yeah, Aquarius, they're the people too. They're kind of like Sagittarians in that you'll see them out and about a lot. They're very much not stay-at-home types. They want to be out and seeing new people, new art, having new experiences, reading new books, going to the new restaurant, like all kinds of things like that. Aquarius is all about these new experiences, meeting new people, great networkers. They're different from Libra in that even though they have their own set of ideals, those ideals tend to be a little bit more unconventional, and they tend to fit with the schema that the individual Aquarian has created for themselves, okay? And so when things don't adhere to that, Aquarius it can almost be very confusing for them. And so that can cause some frustration for them as well. The other thing that I will say about Aquarius too, emotions, they're not great with them. And the reason for that is because Aquarius itself, wants to be concerned with larger things, and more of like a collective kind of feeling. And it can be hard to separate and individuate yourself from the feelings of those around you, and then kind of isolate your feelings from your thoughts, and tell the difference. Aquarius sometimes seems to even struggle with that at times. So if you're an Aquarius sun sign and you're like, I don't know how to feel my feelings, I would understand that completely. And the other thing too is Aquarius, like a lot of air signs, very spontaneous. But Aquarius is even more so because of this planetary ruler of Uranus, okay? Very much wants to set people out on kind of like spontaneous, fun adventures. And Aquarians themselves will very much pick up a cause, almost in phases. Be like, oh, this is important to me right now. I'm going to focus on that. And they can focus very well as a fixed earth sign. It's not like Gemini where they have like 5 different things going on at a time. They may have that, but they tend to multitask in such a way that's more methodical than, say, a Gemini, for example. And they even though they're the sign of the humanitarian, they're not going to be those people pleasers like Cancer and Virgo. They're not going to back down from a confrontation, especially if they feel, not unlike a Libra, especially if they feel like they need to stand up for somebody else. Now, they may not stand up for themselves very well, though. That's the problem there. But they can certainly stand up for others. So I want to talk about Aquarius's cards a little bit here. Now, This is one of my favorite cards in the entire deck of all 78. And this is Aquarius's major arcana card here, the Star. It's about hope. It's about healing. And it's really about seeing the interconnectedness of everything too, okay? And I love that about Aquarius because I'm kind of an idealist too, having that Aquarius moon myself. So, you know, if you are an idealist, you know, and you do struggle with that, because at times, you know, things are not going to turn out the way you want them to at all, it's okay for you as an Aquarius to focus on your own self-care. Aquarians can feel very selfish focusing on their self-care, but you've got to do it. You've got to do it because, guys, your health can suffer as a result of this, okay? And we need people like y'all. So you need to take really good care of yourself, regardless of how you feel like you need to be. Oh, I need to help so-and-so. I need to help this cause. I need to do this. You can't do it unless you're taking care of yourself. So that can be kind of the shadow side of Aquarius, is kind of self-neglect at times. So don't be like that to yourself. Be good to yourself, okay? The other card that is kind of a sign with Aquarius, this is Uranus's trump in the deck. The Fool, okay? So Uranus can kind of go anywhere, okay? It can be over here one minute, it can be over there the next minute, and I'm not talking astronomy, y'all. I'm talking in terms of its specific energy. It's not very stable, okay? Which is it kind of speaks to the Fool card because, you know, this could be a really fantastic new journey that he's starting out on, or it could be a huge mistake. Very much polar opposites, right? So with Uranus being that ruler of Aquarius, again, it lends itself to that unconventionality, that spontaneity, and sometimes a little bit of an idealistic impulsiveness, because this guy here, you can see that idealistic kind of naivete in him, can't you? So that energy is really beautiful, can take you great places, but you've got to make sure you've got a good head on your shoulders, okay? And you're really doing it for you if you're an Aquarius, so that you're on the right journey. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the next slide.